Welcome to Data Analysis 101. First thing we're going to do is create a list. Maybe we want a drop-down list that's going to have all these names in here. All we do, you click where you want it. You're just going to go right up top, click on the Data tab, and then you're going to go to Data Validation, hit that drop-down, and click it again, Data Validation. Then, Settings, you're going to pick the criteria. This drop-down, choose List, and then click here. You'll pick your source. And what I want are all the team names. I select them. I hit OK. Now, I can hit this, and I'll get any of these baseball teams right here. And if you want to clear it out, you can hit Delete, and your list will still be there. The other one we're going to do is filters and sorting. So with this, maybe we want to filter this, and we want to make it alphabetical, or we want to change it to a certain thing. So first, we'll select the top, our column headers here. Then you're going to go to the Home tab right here. To the right, Sort and Filter. Easy enough. And Filter. Then you get these little tabs right here, these little down arrows in the boxes. So maybe we want just teams that start with, or have the name Sox in them. So we're going to get the White Sox and the Red Sox. Click here. You can do a couple of things. First we'll do is Sox. Type it in here. It shows you the matches. Then you hit OK. And that's it. So you've got a nice summarized, quiet little data set there. It filters out the noise. And if you want to undo it, you just click this button again, clear from team, and there you go. Now we want to make it alphabetical, let's say. We'll go right here, click this, A to Z, and it looks like, yep, they're already in that order. So you hit it there, and you'll see that it's already selected it. It's dark gray. Hit Z to A, and it'll reverse it. And there's that. You can also go in here, smallest to largest, largest to smallest, and change it up pretty much any way you want. And it will not compromise this data. It gives you a lot of flexibility. It's pretty nice. Then we're going to go to formatting. Maybe this, let's say it's, you see if you click it here, it's a hyperlink. We copied it off this website, baseballreference.com. So you want to get rid of that. You can right click, and the easiest way to do it, format cells. And you'll get all these different things here. You can change the font, you can change the border, you can change all this good stuff. However, if you want to do something like a link, right click, edit hyperlink, or you can remove it. We're just going to remove it, and there it is. So with this one, if we clicked, it would take us to the website. If we click here, nothing. Then another thing we've got is calculations. Maybe we need to take the at-bats. So each team, we want to know what the average number of at-bats is. And there's different functions you can do. The easiest way to do it is you just use it enough and remember it, but that's kind of a pain sometimes. So if we want an average, you can do equals average. And then you just select what you want, close the parentheses, hit enter. There's our average amongst all the teams. And if you press F2, it's going to show you what it's averaging. Another way you can do it is you go to formulas. And what do we want to do? Well, might be in math. There we go. We don't see it. Okay, not a problem. We don't have to memorize them because it gives us a whole list. We'll go financial. So we're here. Don't see it there either. Uh-oh. So you can do a whole bunch of these recently used if you just don't have to remember it. Average, if, max. Oh yeah, that's another good one. So max. Who had more at-bats than anyone else? Right here. What was the highest number? 5593. Then we can go right in here. 5593. And you'll have it. It was the Astros. You can also just sort it this way. Largest to smallest. And you'll see that the answer is still the same. So there's a lot of ways to get to the same answer in Excel. And that's what's nice about it. It's whatever's most convenient for you. So pivot tables. This is a personal favorite. Maybe we want to view this data and we want to change it up to where we can really move the things around, show what we want, hide the things we don't. We don't have to delete columns. You just click anywhere in here. So I'll do here, for example. Press the Insert tab, Pivot Table, and you'll see that it's going to select everything around here. So we've got these green little dancing ants here, and you'll see that's highlighted right here. And we're going to put it in. You can do a new worksheet or an existing. We'll put it right here. existing worksheet, and I'm going to put it right there. I'll hit OK, and you get this list over here with these fields and this. So what we'll do, we want the teams. And where do we want the teams? We want them right here in the rows as well. So we'll take the teams and we'll drag it right to rows. There they are. Now I want to see the number of, let's go with runs. So you take runs right there. There's each team's runs. And maybe we want to see the, let's see, hits, doubles, triples, home runs, and RBIs. We're looking at straight scoring and easy. We're not going sabermetrics here. You get all this, and if you want to change it, maybe we want to get rid of the doubles. Find it right here, drag it out, let it go, they're gone. And you can also do a couple other things. Instead of formatting and doing the colors, picking that, you just click anywhere in here, design, drop down, I'll pick this color. You can add, rows, columns, borders, subtotals, things like that. And also if you want to sort, you can do that here without having to worry about this data. Maybe you want sorted by the most RBIs. Right click here, sort, largest to smallest. It keeps your data intact. It only shows what you want, and you haven't had to mess with your original source data. So that's one thing about pivot tables you can do, and it's best to just play with them a little bit. So I'd suggest you make a few there. Now we're going to do pivot charts. And pivot charts, basically the same thing. You click it in there, and we need a flexible visual as well as a table representation. So we go Insert, and we've got Pivot Chart. So instead of Pivot Table here, on the Insert tab, Pivot Chart, click it. It's going to do the same thing, highlight everything. Existing worksheet, I want it right there. So we get two things now. We get the same stuff here with the pivot tables, the field list. Then we get the pivot table, and we also get a chart. So we'll just scoot over a little bit. And what we're going to do is put teams here. And we will also, let's pick home runs. So this pivot table, we're looking at just home runs, and maybe we want to sort it. We've got this data here, our chart. You can right click and hide. So you can make it look a little more clean if you'd like. You can take this and we're going to sort that. And you'll see that once we sort it, largest to smallest, these will change. See, they automatically adjust. We've got them in descending order. And the other thing you can do is maybe you want to add the number of hits. So we'll do that here. And you've got home runs, hits. And you can also go in this chart, change it up. So maybe I'll go to, you know what, a chart element. Yeah, you can do something like this and we can add data labels. So we can add them to the center, we can add them inside. There's a bunch of different options. You can also click here, right click, add data labels. And up here, you've got a bunch of handy little formats that are already made for you. So it's fantastic. You can go here, you can hide this. You can hide this if you want, or you can use it as a filter. So maybe I just want to see the Orioles, the Red Sox, White Sox, and the Indians. There you go. It'll filter the pivot table, and it'll filter the pivot chart. So while we have that, we're going to move to our next topic, which is graphs. Maybe you don't want to do the pivot table, you don't need the chart. We just want to get, let's say, these 4 teams here. We'll say this. We need to show a graph of the teams with the 4 most runs. So we'll go here to runs, largest to smallest. We're going to pick the team name, and we're going to pick the runs. So you highlight those, hold Control, and hit those. I usually hit that too, just so you get a data title. Then you go Insert, and you can do recommended charts if you want. That's what I usually do. Or you can decide if you know already where you want to go with it. Maybe you want this one. Maybe you want that one. You can change it up to here. I typically go to recommended charts. It'll give you a list of everything, which is pretty nice. Hit OK, and you'll see it shows everything you're looking at. You've got your teams, you've got your runs, you have it in the order you want, and you've got your title here. So we'll just edit that. runs, you can just double click on any text field. It'll let you change it. Here, if you want to add labels, click it, left click, add data labels, and you can also do that handy format right there. So that's another thing you can do. Visualize your data very quickly, very easily. It's pretty flexible. So if you were to change this to Houston Stars, you see that it updates in the chart right here. And then if you hit undo, which is usually this button here, or you can do Control Z, it goes right back to where it was. Everything updates. Now we're going to do a little conditional formatting. So let's say we wanted to, let's just delete all this first, clear it out. Make this look a little bit prettier. So we want to do conditional formatting. And what we want to see is maybe you get an assignment where you have to highlight everything with the word AYS. So rays, J's, things like that. So we can select this and we'll go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, a text that contains. So you have a bunch of options here. With the numbers, you can do greater than, say, 1 or 1,000,000, less than the same way. Between, you can specify your numbers. Equal to, you can again pick things that are equal. You can do odds, evens, all that good stuff. So right here, we're going to do a text that contains. And what I want to see is AYS. So everything with AYS, you see it in that red, and you can change that right here. Pick a different color. It can be yellow, it can be green, it can be whatever you want it to be. We'll leave it green. Maybe we want it to be, let's say Oakland. Oh, well, there it is. And then maybe you wanted to say socks. There's socks again. Okay. And you hit OK. Maybe you want to get rid of that. You just select it all again. Conditional formatting. Clear rules. Clear rules from the selected cells. And you're back to normal. Now we've got vlookup. So vlookup is cool because if you want to find something for this team, let's say you want to find how many at-bats they had. You just need to find the team name and then how far over it is. So vlookup will take an item to the left and it'll match it to the right. And it'll go just as far as you tell it to do. So by that, I mean, let's pick this list we made earlier. We'll go Houston Astros equals vlookup. Then what do we want to look up? This value here, comma. Where's the table? We start with what we want to look up. So we start here. And we want to go to at-bats. So we drag it over here. We pick the whole thing. Now you see where it says 15R times 7C. So 15 rows and 7 columns. So we know that AB, column G right here, is the 7th column. So it'll count for us, comma. And the column index number is where we use that, 7. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll get the at-bats. And we want it to be an exact match. So we can either type false or you can type 0. 0 is false, 1 is true. Close the parentheses, hit enter. And Houston Astros, do they have 5593 in at-bats? Yes, they do. But what happens if we change it? This is why lookup functions are great. Maybe it's the Tampa Bay Rays. So when we change it to that, if this function works, it should show 5507. What do you know? Let's pick the Mariners. We should see 5355. 5355. And there's vlookup. It's a great little function. It'll save you a lot of time, and it automatically updates for you. The other one we've got is Format Painter, and that's going to be the last one we run through today. So right here, we've got links like we said earlier. And remember how we did the right click? We went to the link, we removed the link, so we can do this on the next one. Remove hyperlink. Remove hyperlink. Or you can do all of those. Remove hyperlinks. Sure. Or you can just click this one, Format Painter, on your Home tab, and everything you want to be like it, drag it across, problem solved. There you go. That's it. So that'll get you pretty much your analyst basics. It'll help you get, I guess, more acquainted with it. So I'd suggest pulling a list like this on your own. If you liked what you've seen, hey, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.